Headline of the article, charges dropped against 3 officers after they make a training video about a fatal Colorado shooting. Charges have been dropped against all but 1 Colorado law enforcement officer accused of not stepping in and possibly preventing the fatal 2022 shooting of a man in distress who had called 911 for help. The misdemeanor charges of failing to intervene were dismissed against Tom Collins, Brittany Morrow, and Ryan Benny under a deal that required them to record a training video about what went wrong in the standoff with Christian Glass in a small mountain community. So this is just fucking ridiculous. I mean, let's just right away, we can establish that this is like a it's like a movie. Yeah. They'll do this in a movie, like some judge, some like crazy judge with like, you know, some like who sentences like, it would be like a 90s comedy, like a judge sentences like a hardened cop to star in their like community theater production of Hamlet, you know? and the cop like falls in love with acting, discovers his humanity through expressing himself. This is real life. What are we doing?
He fucking these cops are these cops didn't shoot a guy. They're in trouble because they watched the cop.
Their boy shot. Yeah, it's like when Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd, those other cops who stood by and watched also went on trial. It's this version of those cops.
I was reading it, and like the judge, when talking about the officer that they didn't step in from committing violence, this officer, the judge says, I think this was about power. It was a mistake. It was about, you need to listen to me because I'm in charge. She said she believed Gwen's family and supporters that he was a shirt off your back kind of guy. What? But said he acted differently when he put on a uniform and a handgun. So it's crazy that like these cops saw this dude just going crazy, didn't do anything, and now these dudes are training people.
Yeah.
They're using bad cops to train cops.
Exactly. As like their punishment.
It's like, I'm sorry. I think I know what I was doing. I was trained by Derek Chauvin.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I know.
Yeah. In the training video, they're like, some of y'all may recognize us already. Yeah, no. It's like they're celebrities. Like, you may remember me.
You might have seen me from NBC's nightly news.
Yeah, exactly.
You
might remember me from such hit body cam footage as. And you're like, wow, what are these accomplices to murder doing in this training video? Well, I got to say, who better than to train you of what not to do?
And I'll let you finish because there was a joke I wanted to make, but then I read further. I'm just going to let you finish because read it.
Of course, it revolves around some really dark stuff. So I'll just keep going in the article. They were among... So going back to the cops who are sentenced to make this training video, they were among 6 officers charged in 2023 with failing to intervene. And this is like a new sort of thing that cops can get hit with. This is like newly cops are getting prosecuted for this idea, quote unquote, failing to intervene. With failing to intervene to stop the actions of former Clear Creek Sheriff's Office Deputy Andrew Buin, who shot and killed Glass. The shooting drew national attention and prompted calls to reform how authorities respond to people with mental health problems. So I'll just quickly summarize what this was in 2022. Basically, guy had ended up in a ditch of his car. He called 911 for help. He was very clearly going through some mental distress. And when the cops arrived, he wouldn't get out of the car, and he told them it's because I'm scared. Obviously, a guy who is going through some sort of mental health issue. And obviously, the cops, not being mental health professionals, only knowing how to do one thing, when he wouldn't get out of the car, they got very frustrated, ended up breaking the glass, trying to pull him out, ended up tasering him, ended up shooting him and killing him. And that was this officer, Buin, who was... found. Well, I don't want to skip ahead. So that was.
I think, but I'm just saying, it's like, I mean, we were constantly talking about stories about how officers have no idea how to deal with crisis intervention. They just like refuse to just take any steps towards learning proper protocols to handling someone going through a mental health episode. And literally, they're only every single time the answer is like, well, time to die. Like, I remember I saw the cop. The kid who, because they have a picture of the kid who from the body cam footage, and he's just like this little frizzy haired little kid, your GameStop. No, I'm not trying to talk about him, but just like a kid you would see at GameStop, but freaking out, like just like his eyes are wide open, he's like scared, he looks terrified, and for a cop, like there's no. I mean, I would not. We all make your little judgment calls, but you look at him. The last thing I don't want to make any assumptions about nobody, but I wouldn't be like gun is. Of course, this kid has a gun. I'd be like, oh no, this kid has a fucking Game Boy. I hate to. I'm not trying to make like jokes about him. I'm just saying what assumptions I would make about him. Not like I'm about to die. So the fact that the cop. That's why he got in trouble.
But you're
he
right.
Literally got in trouble.
It's absolutely absurd to look at that situation and be like, oh yeah, someone needs to die in this situation.
That's what's so like mind. It's so gross and like mind boggling. Like the guy had no humanity. The cop obviously isn't. It clearly was in the wrong. He just went to jail. His not just that. The officers involved. What we're talking about the story. They also went to jail. So this is how to let you know how big of like a victim this kid was. But it's the thing about you saying like this is a new crime, a new thing that they're being cops are being charged with. What was it?
Failure to intervene.
Failure to intervene.
Yeah.
What is that a synonym for? Nigga, doing your job. They're finally getting in trouble for what? Not just doing their job. Failure to intervene is just not their job is to intervene.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's just their basic. That's just like words to say not doing their job.
Exactly. Yeah.
Failure to intervene, like.
Yeah, I mean, they saw a crime happening, the crime of murder, except it was one of their boys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, we're seeing that more often now, failure to intervene, and we're seeing the harsh consequences that come with it, making a fucking training video. Jesus Christ.
It's so crazy. And also, the cop who shot the kid, I think he got 3 years.
Yeah, let's keep going. But I do want to touch on that as well. No, you're good. Prosecutors tried twice to convince jurors to convict Buin of second-degree murder. Listen to this. The first time the jury convicted Buin of a misdemeanor for recklessly putting other officers in danger by opening fire. So they were able to convict him of like, oh, you could have hurt another officer when you killed that guy.
Not even.
You got to be careful when you're killing people. You might accidentally hurt a cop when you kill someone. In the second trial, jurors convicted Buin of the lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide for the shooting itself in February. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison, the maximum sentence he faced. So
That's fucking
3 years for killing a guy who posed no threat, who literally called them for help.
Yeah.
Called them for help.
It's bro, that is like so insane. And I don't want to bring up, I know we're going to probably talk about it later, but like, it just reminds me of the Rodeny Hinton story. It just reminds me like there's no justice here at the justice system.
Yeah.
Literally 3 years for a murder. Yeah. If you said that, if you came out on the streets and people found out you did 3 years for a murder, they're going to assume you were snitching. They're like, what did you do to get out?
Yeah.
How did you get 3 years
that's a great point.
For a fucking murder? Yeah. They would be like, I don't trust you. You're a snitch. Yeah. There's no way you do that. And cops are fucking just getting that shit off. Well, I mean, obviously they're the ultimate snitch. They're the cops, but so I get it. But
it's just, but you're right. It's so absurd. Just like similar to what you said earlier. It's like you just reading these sentences like one after the other. It almost doesn't hit you sometimes how absurd all this is. So let's keep going. That verdict and the effect 3 more trials could have on Glass's family, as well as the county of about 10,000 people, led prosecutors to enter a deal to dismiss the charges, District Attorney McCollum said. So here we go. We see the classic thing. Prosecutors being lenient on cops. Prosecutors and cops, they are allies in the justice system. It's never some. I mean, you know, are we gonna completely take the prosecutor's words that, oh, we were concerned about the town and the family? Maybe that was a factor in it, but at the end of the day, y'all are on the same team, the prosecutors and the police. Under the agreement, Collins, Morrow, and Benny all received additional training. Oh my God. So that means they're going to still be cops. Additional training, including on de-escalation, and participated in making the training video, she said. The hope is that their video will be used by law enforcement agencies across the country that are already using body camera footage of the glass shooting to teach how not to respond to people in crisis. Quote, if we can save one life, if we can prevent one law enforcement officer from killing someone, then the dismissal of these 3 cases is worth it.
Damn. That's some easy ass fucking public service.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to show their body cam footage and be like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Just don't do that.
Yeah.
And then they're literally... That's their
trust me. You can trust me.
It's like it's literally saying that. It's literally them reviewing. They're doing YouTube review, you know, reacts.
Streaming.
They're reacting to their fucking body cam footage. All right, here, I'm not gonna lie. I made a mistake. Chat, this is where I fucked up at. Spam L's in the chat right now. They're just reacting to the fucking body cam Twitch streamers.
And it's like, what warning? Like, clearly there's no consequences even if they do that. They're like, trust me, y'all, you don't want to do this. Otherwise, you could end up like me doing a training video.
A guy with a job.
Yeah.
I'm kind of more
back on the force.
I'm kind of more like a public figure now, if you say. Kind of, you know, a public speaker, if
I'm
you
kind
will.
of realizing I kind of love acting.
Yeah, I know.
I think I caught the bug, y'all. So to get my next role, I'm actually participating in a new act of police brutality so I can star in another amazing training video. Because acting is fun, y'all. I love expressing myself.
He's like trying to get gigs.
Yeah. Through more acts of violence.
Like, you know, I book you, they book me. It's a whole thing. All right.
God damn, dude.